I've been afraid to lean and haven't been able to get really tight in any of the curves. Hopefully I'll get it by the end of the day today. Otherwise, I'll be back here again. Whew. Yeah, the mental aspect of it, it's crazy what a big difference it makes. I'm literally just afraid to lean, and I feel my hands straightening up the motorcycle when I'm supposed to be leaning and turning my handlebars. So we'll see how it goes today. Hi, it's Doodle, your little brown friend and motorcycle content resource. Hopefully I got my sound settings right so you're not hearing all the cars going by and the yard work happening in the distance. So if you can, I'm sorry, but I think I got it. I think. Now, before I tell you how the class went, I'm going to tell you why I took a beginner's M-Class license class again, even though I've been riding for 5 years. So this is about the time when people who've been watching a while may comment that I don't need to take any beginners classes, I should just go straight to the advanced classes, and why they wouldn't take any more courses since they've been riding for a long time now. So I in no way want to force the idea that the way I do things, everyone needs to do things. I'm a firm believer that we make our opinions based on our decades of life experiences, not necessarily on a video some girl on YouTube makes. So if you're not interested in being a perfectionist or black belt motorcyclist, then you certainly don't need to in order to enjoy this video. But if anyone watching considers furthering their riding skills just a little bit, then I think that is a win all around. Plus, it's fun to overcome challenges, and it's something to be proud of yourself for. And if you're interested in my journey learning to ride since I started riding 5 years ago, as a scrawny little girl who didn't know anything about motorcycles. I have videos starting from the day I got my first motorcycle, and I'll link to that down below. And I'll also be creating articles of some of the most helpful videos on my website soon if you want to check that out too. Okay, so now why I took this course. So I decided this year that my channel is changing. For a while, it's pretty much just been like a diary of my journey learning to ride. And it has since become the coolest job anyone could ask for. So in addition to being your online moto friend, I also want to be a resource for motorcycle content from a perspective of someone who is not afraid to share her struggles, because they might be yours too. And I also want to test ride more bikes. So part of that is approaching companies and bringing that to them. So I need to make sure that my skills are as sharp as possible with a wide variety of bikes so that I can do that confidently and so that I can do that literally too. Hopefully I can do all these things, take the MSF course, advanced course, dirt bike course, study from Jocelyn Snow all this year so that I can start test riding more bikes. Already almost through my PTO, using it on things like an upcoming test ride trip from a company that beat me to the punch as far as approaching companies goes. So more on that next week. So it's been a few years since I've been practicing my slow speed skills regularly. Kind of the same thing with martial arts. Whenever, like I do jiu-jitsu and I've gotten my purple belt, but that doesn't mean I don't go to the white belt classes anymore. I still want to keep those skills sharp. And any upper belt people who don't go to the beginners classes anymore, it shows. Their skills are rusty. And for me, when it comes to motorcycles, I developed a new fear, and that rusty side that I have now is in my U-turns. It's something I haven't been able to do on my sport bike. I have been able to do on my first cruiser, on a Harley Sportster, on the instructor's Harley Electric Glide, but I just developed this new fear of dropping my bike, and I just couldn't do the U-turn anymore like I could, not on this bike. So that's why I decided to start from the beginning, from the basics. And I'm really glad I did, because this was hard. At the start of day 2, I wasn't sure if I was going to pass. So before we even got to the course, we had to complete an online e-course, which apparently I had done before 5 years ago. Couldn't remember basically anything. So it was a really good recap and refresher, a little bit of repetition, but mostly recap and refresher. I had forgotten a lot of that stuff. And then we started in the classroom on day number 1 before going out onto the track. And what was really cool is one of my instructors was the same instructor I had 5 years ago. So that was really cool to see him. And that first time 5 years ago, I was on a Honda Grom. This time, thankfully, I was on a Honda CB300F. So a little more like my Triumph. But the first day, I think I did okay. I definitely didn't do everything great, and as well as the instructors. I don't know, maybe a B minus, C plus passing. But it was definitely needed, and it did help with my confidence a little bit too. And day number 2. This is when things got really hard, and when I wasn't sure if I was gonna pass or not. Which would have been really embarrassing because at this point everyone knew that I had been riding for 5 years. I was maybe one of 3 people in the class who had been riding for several years at that point. Everyone else was brand new. But day number 2 is where my new fear came in. Tight U-turns. Today I am seriously struggling. I've been afraid to lean and haven't been able to get really tight in any of the curves. Hopefully I'll get it by the end of the day today. Otherwise, I'll be back here again. Whew. Yeah, the mental aspect of it, it's crazy what a big difference it makes. I'm literally just afraid to lean, and I feel my hands straightening up the motorcycle when I'm supposed to be leaning and turning my handlebars. So we'll see how it goes today. And first, if you think that neck gaiter was cool and you believe in supporting mental health, 25% of proceeds of this is going to go to the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, which is an organization that benefits men's mental health. So I'll only be making a limited supply, and I'll only be selling it on one weekend. So if you want to sign up for when that weekend is, just sign up down below and I will email you as soon as it is ready. Now on that fear, I'll tell you how it started. So I had done the tight skills classes on my cruiser and the instructor's cruisers with Jerry Palladino and Ride Like a Pro down in Florida. And when I got this bike, I guess whenever I was practicing, because sometimes you will drop when you're practicing. Actually, this MSF course, nobody dropped. That was impressive. But anyways, sometimes you will drop, and when I dropped my Triumph, it was not only really hard to pick up, but it was, I don't know, it traumatized me in a way that it didn't traumatize me when I dropped my cruiser. I guess it had wider crash guards, and so did the instructor's bike. It had really wide crash guards. But my bike, I mean, there was damage when I dropped it because there's only so wide of crash guards you can find for a Triumph. But what really honed it in was when I was trying to practice by myself in a parking lot, and I dropped it and I couldn't pick it up because I didn't remember the proper skills. I know them theoretically, but when you're a small person, you have to have all the details perfect in order for it to work. I know I can do it because I've done it before on bigger bikes with someone who knew. They were telling me exactly where to place my hand, exactly where to place my waist, all the details. But when I was trying to pick it up by myself, I couldn't do it. So I had to have my now husband, boyfriend at the time, come help me pick it up. And he lived a few blocks away, so I was just waiting for minutes, staring at my bike, lying flat on the ground until he could come help me. And since then, I can just feel my body not turning handlebars. It's very annoying. Like, I know what I'm supposed to do. I know I'm supposed to lean in the opposite direction, turn my head all the way, lean away, turn my handlebars, and in the U-turn, my body I won't do it. It's so annoying. So I meditated, I mimed, my body leaned, I walked the box on my lunch break, I visualized my body positioned, but luckily it is one of many skills you get tested on over 2 days. The MSF course isn't designed to make you as a rider as the instructors, unless you want to. It's just designed to give you the safe skills that you need to be a safe rider on the road, but it's recommended that you continue practicing. In the USA, we don't have a required course to get a license. The MSF is optional. I mean, in some countries, it costs thousands of dollars and weeks, if not months, to get your M-Class license. So I only wish more people did it and would come back for more. Now, my verdict on the MSF course. Did I pass? It was surprisingly hard. I really needed the recap. The whole thing almost felt like a new class, and I failed the U-turn, but I passed the class. So I will be back for more advanced classes and dirt bike classes, and hopefully later this year, traveling to some other instructors and learning from them and approaching companies about test riding their bikes. So this was harder than I thought, for sure. And it was important to start again from ground zero before moving on straight to the advanced class. So I'm really glad I did it. I learned a lot. So once I take those courses, I will be making videos on all those things and what I learned, and I will put that playlist right over here. So I will see you in the next one.